morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here. Chris from New York, Westchester County, that is. I want to thank you for subbing. I want to thank you for viewing my videos, inviting me in your life, and sending me your intelligent comments. And for those of you who are trolling, what am I going to tell you? I know you're desperate for a handle on a moment, but it's true. The Earth is flat, and there's really not much we can do about it. Anyway, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and Happy Kwanzaa. Made a couple of friends over the last couple of months, and met some new brothers and sisters. Saying hi to all of them. I hope everything's good in your life. We had Monday off, of course, for Christmas, and I've been working double time, overtime actually, because I got to make up for that day. So an extra 4 hours here, an extra 5 hours there, and I've been trying to make some videos, but every time I make a video, the freaking phone starts ringing and it cuts me off. Most of the times I don't care. I'll just put the video in, but I'm trying to get a lot of things in. Now I've got even more to say. I haven't had much time to look at the simulation over this week. I mean, it's a holiday week. I'll get into it more. But there are some things that I do know that I haven't brought up that I think you should think about. However, I just want to get into a couple of things with you real quick that I noticed in the last couple of days. I've had some time to flip through the TV, the boob tube, when I got home, because it would be late. My family would be sleeping. There was this ridiculous show I used to watch. I don't know what YouTube is up to now with banning your videos, so I'm not going to name the name. But after my explanation, I think you'll probably be able to figure it out. And it was looking for this Yeti in the woods, shall we say. And if you don't know what a Yeti is, it's Sasquatch. I used to watch his show like 3 or 4 years. I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago. I can't even believe they're still doing it. And of all stations, what it's on True TV. Oh my God. I mean, this is such bullshit. Anyway, so very quickly, because I want to get into some other things. They were looking for this animal out in the woods, and the first thing that I see, he was loaned a Rover or something like that to drive around on the desert. And the Rover, of course, what did it have on it? The number 33. I mean, these are things that when you look at the shows that you used to watch, you never saw, and they put it right in your face. They're like, that's it. It's here. We've been telling you this, by right in your face. There it is. And then, they had a drone, which is something new because I never used to use that to go around the woods. And of course, what happens? Big windstorm comes up, a drone falls into the lake. It's just unbelievable. And maybe next time we'll try to find it. This is the kind of shit that we've been fed. This is the kind of shit that annoys the hell out of me. That in every single thing that we've been watching, they have been toying with us. It's just amazing. I want to get into the planets up there, whatever you want to call them. You all know they're not planets. Drawings on the dome. I don't know what the hell they are up there. I really don't know. I took the wrong highway. Damn, I gotta get on this suck here. All you amateur telescope, whatever you want to call I don't know. Have you ever noticed that and I don't think anybody's mentioned this, every planet is the same exact size when you focus? First off, you only see them in two-dimensional state because they're not, we don't have binoculars to look at planets because you can't see them. I don't think there's a powerful enough binocular out there to see it. So everything you're seeing is two-dimensional to begin with anyway. So it all looks flat to begin with. But every planet, when you focus in on them, they all look the same. Saturn's supposed to be like this huge gas planet. You could fit like 100 Earths in it, you know? Meanwhile, you zoom in on it, it looks the same exact size as Mercury or Pluto, for that matter. And it's all shown like that too. None of them look a little bigger or smaller. I want you to just kind of think about that. I don't know if you have a real telescope. I did, but I threw mine out. I should have took a videotape of that. That would have been humorous. Put a little caption on it. You know, this is the flat Earth, and this is what we think of space. You know, just tossing the telescope right in the garbage. Just like 2 days later, I'm already seeing Christmas trees tossed out on the sidewalk. And as a matter of fact, if it was up to me, I would have done it that very morning. But no, she still stands, lit up like a tree. Anyway, so think about that. Think about how the size of the planets, they look exactly the same way. See, now I'm getting off into a tangent here. You know, I wrote a couple things down just to keep my thoughts straight, because I always forget things that I was about to talk about. You know, I've been watching a lot of the, you know, the sun going over the horizon in the morning. I've been getting up at like 4 a.m. to put in extra hours. And I've been watching it set too. And also another thing too, I never understood with Hollywood is why they would always insist on filming their movies early in the morning, sunrise and sunset, because I'll tell you, you have spectacular lights. I mean, it's amazing the light show that you see. Anyway, back to what I was saying. The other day we had the day moon. It's been out for the last couple of days. And of course, during the daytime, it looks completely transparent. You could just kind of make out the moon itself and barely see the outer edges on it. The minute that sun goes down, bam, lights on with the moon. You know, it just all of a sudden turns into this brilliant white object up there. Satellite is what it's called, actually. But it's just amazing. Just observe it one time. You know, actually, the best thing to do, maybe I should try this. It's just, it's frigid cold outside here in New York. I mean, it's like 8 degrees outside. It's been like that for the last 4 or 5 degrees. I think we're going to get a heat wave today of 24. That's, you know, that's great. And this goes all the way up to Massachusetts, Boston, all the way down to North Carolina. We're all in this Arctic air mass that usually doesn't come until January or February. You know, it's not a conspiracy. It happens. It's New York. You know, we get cold weather here, but it's kind of unusual how early it is. See, now I forgot. Oh, okay. So, I mean, the best way to really do it is take a P900, zoom in on this thing, try to keep it on the moon, and right about when the sun is going down, watch how spectacular that moon looks. You know, I mean, it just brightens up like you wouldn't believe, which of course means that it's got its own light source, you know, obviously. You know, which that's just how it is, you know. I want to get into 2 other things with you. Oh God, this thing really annoyed me. And it's actually funny, but true. And this goes to the indoctrination, you know, that we have been under all of our lives, starting right from first grade all the way up. You know, in kindergarten and preschool, they don't really do much of any indoctrination. You're still eating sandwiches and taking naps, you know. But I was watching this Cheetos commercial, and the father and son switch identities, you know. And so the son's now at work, and the father's now in his son's 10-year-old activities. You know, and I was thinking to myself, you know, here's a kid who hasn't been indoctrinated yet, who could probably serve more in the workplace than anybody else who has been indoctrinated. You know, and you just kind of think about those things when you see these ridiculous commercials. More more, you know, subliminal messaging for us to see under your nose and just thinking it's a stupid commercial when really they're actually telling you something. You know, we're all being told something. I told you I haven't had much time to take a look at the you know, the Research More simulation possibilities, plausible possibilities, but I do want to touch on one thing. Okay, let me turn this down a little bit. I mean, it's taken like 20 minutes for this car to heat up. I do want you to think about one thing, and this is going to go into something that I'm going to explain in the next few videos. I'm not sure what I have in store for this weekend, if I have any time, with New Year's here. You know when you wake up in the morning and you feel like you're going to have a shitty day? You know, you feel like it's just going to be... And it turns out to be that way, you know? I mean, all of a sudden, everything goes wrong. You get every red light. People are cutting you off. Your boss is in a pissy mood. He's been, you know... I mean, it just seems like we all make our destiny by what we think. And unfortunately, we all think negative attitude. You know, I mean, because we've been programmed for it. The TV, the movies, everything. You know, it's just been programmed so we think negatively. No matter how hard we try, we still try to, we don't think positively. You know, something to change our lives in this way. And I want you to try it. I want you to give it a 7-day test. You know, think positively. You know, think, I'm going to get every green light, or whatever the way you want to look at it. I'm just giving you stupid examples right now. You know, it's going to be a nice drive to work. It's going to be, I'm going to have a great day at work. You know, if you're in sales, I'm going to make the biggest sale today. You know, if you know, if you're a garbage man, there's going to be barely any garbage today. You know, I mean, I don't know. I'm just thinking of examples here, guys. Just try it. Okay. It really does seem like this is true, and I'm going to get into this too. All right, I've covered a lot of things. I wanted to get all of this out there. Okay, once again, I thank you for viewing. Again, I probably haven't said all of what I wanted to say, but I'll leave you with that. I don't want to make this too long. Oh, and by the way, Happy New Year. It's coming up. You know what I told you to... Just be careful.